This is a short video on linear guide shaft. Basically, I bought this 10mm linear shafts from AliExpress, and I was expecting them for some time. It took about 1.5 months to get them. But what I'm trying to show you is the quality. So basically, what you get for paying the cheapest stuff. There are some tolerances, and it should run very true, and it should be very straight. This type of linear shaft mostly used on 3D printers and small CNC machines, and they're supposed to be very straight, and it shouldn't have any deflection into it. One of the elements to getting a precision 3D printed part or CNC part, whatever, is the repeatability of the machines. And let me show you what is like these linear shafts. Right, now I'm gonna place each one of these linear bearings on the lathe, and I show you how straight it is. The first one. Right, first one. About 2/10 of a mil, just on a straight go. Now if I spin it, it goes nightmare. Almost half a millimeter. This is the first one. Same, this is the same thing again. It's 2/100 of a mil, 2/10 of a mil. On each side it basically gives a different reading. Well, if I spin it, look at this. On this one is a lot better than the first one. Let me go at the end. Right, okay, it's quite decent. This one not bad. Half a millimeter. And this is the fourth one. This one almost 1 millimeter. Even I don't have to put a dial on. I can see it with the bare eyes. same. Doesn't matter where I hold it, from what point I hold it. That's what you get from cheap Chinese linear rails. It doesn't really worth it to send them back. Well, I have some idea what to do with them. And this is just piece of round stock. It's a stainless steel grade 304, and I bought this for a project. And I just want to show you the run out and the straightness. It's not even a linear shaft. Just 2 to 300 of a mil. 2 to 300 of a mil is the difference. Just want to show you, it didn't advertise as a linear shaft bearing, but as you can see, piece of round stock with the 2 to 300 of a mil. I mean, if I use this as a linear guide or linear shaft bearing, is better than those cheap Chinese crap, you know. In most of the machines or applications, this linear shaft used in parallel. So let's say we want to use them for the 3D printed bed. Each of these line is, let's call it, one linear shaft. Basically, when the bearing is placed on these shafts, they travel equal distance, and the gap, it should be always same. On this linear bearing, the worst one was almost about a 1 millimeter of the run out. So, and your shaft is look like this. What gonna happen? This bearing trying to get away from each other and or maybe come closer to each other, but because they are placed on a board, it doesn't happen. The bearings is stationary. So basically, the bearings, when it comes to these points, it gets stiff or it might jam. So, and this is caused that 3D printer doesn't print well. Your 3D printed part looks ugly. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what would you do if you had this linear shaft. And this is my 3D printer. I just want to show you. As you can see, these two is parallel here, and same goes underneath. These two parallel. I have to mention, this is the cheap 3D printer, and I have the same issue with my bed, and I couldn't do much about it. What I did, just I put a bigger bearings on the shaft, so it's now smooth. It moves smoothly, but it slightly moves left to right. That shouldn't do it, but there is not force acting on the left or right side of the bed. Alright, thanks for watching.